Gabrielle DAlessandro, and I am from Mercer University in Macon, Georgia, and my study was on the effects of obesity on cognitive function, and it is here. So what this study was aimed at was really understanding type 2 diabetes further. So what we did was we fed mice a high-fat diet for 12 weeks. At that point, we gave them a glucose tolerance test as well as measured their weights to prove that they were in fact obese and they did have pre-diabetes. And that can be seen in our graphs of the weight of control versus obese. You can see consistently an 8-week high-fat diet versus 12-week high-fat diet. They were consistently higher weights than those of the control mice. Once we did prove that they were pre-diabetic, we could begin a cognitive function test. So we did three different tests primarily. The first one we did was a Morris-Water maze. The Morris-Water maze consisted of 2 phases. So in the first phase, we had 4 different quadrants set up. We had a start quadrant, and then across from it was a platform quadrant. In the platform quadrant, there was a clear platform. The mouse was put into the maze, and they were allowed a certain period of time to explore and to find the platform. If they did not find the platform within that time span, we were then put them on the platform. Once they were put through that training phase twice, we were then able to test them. During the testing phase, the platform was removed. Any maze software was then programmed to track the mice and track the amount of time they spent in each quadrant. And then at the end of that, we were able to see exactly how much time they spent. And it was proven that if you look at the results, the control mice were far more likely to spend time in the platform quadrant than those that were on the high-fat diet. And this, in fact, showed that there was a decrease in cognitive function because of the high-fat diet. The second test we did to prove similar was the Y maze. The Y maze was set up with 3 different arms. During the training phase, we were blocked off one of the arms, and during the testing phase, that arm was then unblocked. The mice that were on the high-fat diet then were more likely to not explore the new one because of that decrease in cognitive function, whereas the control mice were more likely to explore it. This was due to the nature of mice. Mice are generally curious creatures, so when the high-fat diet did decrease the cognitive function, they did not exhibit that curious behavior as they usually do. And you can see the result for both 12-week high-fat diet mice and 16-week high-fat diet mice, and they both consistently yielded similar results. Lastly, we did the novel object recognition test. It was done very similar to the Y maze. So the novel object recognition test, there's 2 clear objects. They're a little bit hard to see, but there's 2 clear objects, and they were allowed a time to explore those. And then in the testing phase, one of the objects was changed. Then the mouse touching the object, the nose touches were recorded, and those that were high-fat diet touched their nose to the new object a less amount of time. They did not want to explore the new object. They were not curious about the new object. And then a recognition index was then calculated for both the 8-week and the 12-week mice by using a formula to show that the recognition index for the high-fat diet mice did decrease. So once we were able to conclude consistently that mice on the high-fat diet did have a decrease in cognitive function, now we can further explore what causes this decrease. So we then looked at vascularization and the blood vessels in the brain of mice, as well as figuring out eventually, hopefully, can these effects be reversed? Is there a drug that can reverse the effects of type 2 diabetes? And that is the ultimate purpose of this study. So, thank you.